Oh, the great outdoors. Yeah, stretch your little arms out.
Lean back, baby.
We are just out in the wilderness.
I know. We got somebody joining us though.
Yeah, Josh, thank you so much for being here. He's the owner of Repeat Performance Sports. It's a big name in town.
I know. I drive by it every day. I say, this guy's got some great deals for me because I don't want to spend all my money on new stuff.
You have the best deals.
That we do.
What are the kind of things? We have lots of stuff over here. What's something like the backpacks? Is that a good example of something you can get at your store for a lot cheaper than maybe new?
Yeah, typically with all the items in our shop, probably the maximum something's going to be cost is 50% off of retail.
Wow.
Most items are 50 to 80% off of retail.
Wow.
So it's a really good place to get backpacks, for instance.
Yeah.
This is Dana Designs. This is actually an example of an older backpack that's kind of a cult following backpack that you won't find in new stores anymore, but they're very rugged, very well made. One of the key things with them is that they're repairable. So if they break on you, you can fix them. You can fix them yourself, kind of deal. They're now a company called Mystery Ranch, so it'd be comparable to those backpacks, which are.
But that's vintage.
This is vintage, but as you can see, in great shape still.
I know.
Yeah. And you guys have lots of different stuff, and you do repairs, like you were talking about repairing that bag. You guys do that in shop as well. Like if I tore open John's sleeping bag now, if I tore it open, you guys could fix it there?
We do. One of the big things that we saw with all the used gears, obviously we see a lot of damaged gear come in. We see people coming in to replace their gear because it was damaged. And so it made sense for us to be able to start repairing it. So yeah, tents, sleeping bags, backpacks, hiking boots, climbing shoes, we'll resole, repair those.
Now, what's a typical customer coming in? Somebody like me who has moved here in the past few years, trying to get into nature and really doesn't know where to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we kind of have a couple different customers. One of our major ones are families. Kids grow out of things.
Oh my gosh.
And there are just so many activities here in Central Oregon that every kid has to have a bike, skis, backpack, everything. That adds up pretty quick when you know they're not going to be able to use it within a year. So we have a huge customer base of families, and they'll resell their gear once their kids grow out of it. So it's kind of a nice way to recycle it. The other customers are people that just moved here and didn't realize how much stuff there is to do here. And then
there's a lot of toys that are required to live in Central Oregon.
There is.
It gets expensive.
And so it adds up pretty quick. So we definitely have a lot of people new to town coming in and looking for us. And then we have people that are just gear junkies, you know, that like all that cool old stuff. They like to get as much gear as they can have, and we see that quite a bit as well.
Now, right next to me and next to Mackenzie
in between us, really.
Probably not by accident, are medical kits. Important for the other toys that we're buying.
Yeah, so that's one thing that I've had a big focus on it in my personal life, and then with the shop, is that we don't carry any retail stuff. The only retail stuff we do carry is stuff that's gonna keep you safe and keep your gear going. So first aid kits are part of that. We find what's nice being a used store is that we're able to be a little more selective with the retail stuff we do carry. So we try to only carry stuff that's really going to help keep you outside. First aid kits obviously is one of those. And we use some that we like quite a bit. They're called the ultralight watertight series at Medical Week. Yeah, and they come in about 10 different sizes. That size would be for like throwing in your backpack out going to Phil's Trail. Kind of has the basics, and it's also meant to kind of supplement your gear that you have, you know, use your gear if there's any major emergencies. And then they come in much larger sizes as well for more extended trips.
Yeah.
Now,
and waterproof.
For some reason, I need to ask you about sleeping bags. This beautiful bag right here is really keeping me warm today.
Yes.
And it could keep me warm in a lot colder temperatures. Tell me a little about it.
Yeah, so this is the Go Light.
Well,
something rather.
John's
it's on that tag there in your lap.
Sorry.
But
John,
it's.
Why don't you tell us what
the Go Light guarantee, therefore I go light.
Yeah. So this is
nice.
This is a bag that we got. What's nice about Bend, Oregon is it's full of people who like gear. Sometimes they find they don't use that gear, and so a lot of times we're able to get brand new stuff with the tags still on it, in really great condition. and let someone who's gonna use it. And this is one of those items. This is normally an $800 sleeping bag. We've got it at $250, so it's still not the cheapest bag we have there, but it's a pretty significant discount. And I think this one goes to -18 degrees, so.
Right now.
It's -18 right now.
Trust me, it is not -18 inside the bag.
Yeah.
Oh, we're about 1,000.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Keeping you warm.
Yeah,
well, the good thing is for people at home maybe watching this, they're gonna say, I gotta get that sleeping bag because John Hammarley's been in it. I mean, what a score.
They might have to sign that.
I don't know. The
never mind
price
the
might be
price.
plummeting as we go along.
$175.
I'm curious about that pot over there. And
This one?
even more so, this looks like an IV right here.
Yeah, I was
so
gonna
this
ask, but this
is-
also is,
So this is a water
Interesting.
filter.
Or a still.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep. So
does
this
it
is a water filter. You'd be using this on backpacking trips. There's all sorts of different types of water filters these days. You definitely don't put your mouth on that end. That's
Yeah,
the
don't do that.
the dirty end. But one thing, if you are going to buy used water filters, there are a lot of them out there. If you find them at thrift shops and things like that, is you do want to check to make sure that the filters are still current, that you can replace them. This is one by MSR that they still make, so it's relatively easy when this filter gets used to go get a new one, and relatively inexpensive
Josh,
as well.
when am I going to use this?
Backpacking. If you're
Okay.
backpacking in an area where you don't feel the water is very safe to drink.
If you've got a question, use it.
Yeah, bring a filter. There's a lot. There's UV light filters now. You can find those used. There's old school. You can just throw some iodine tablets in there and drink that as well. So.
what? That sounds cool. When he
It's
said,
old school.
As soon as
Never
he said
mind,
old school, I
Mackenzie.
knew I was out of the conversation. I might as well leave. Well, Josh, thank you so much for coming with us. There's so much stuff we didn't even get to talk about, like a solar charger, water bottle, map, this thing. You're gonna have to go down to the store and see what this
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
This is
Jet
boil,
boil.
so you know it's cool.
That's what I'm doing right now.
we're gonna get you out of the sleeping bag. Thank you so much for being with us. And if you want to stop by the store, it's on Century Drive.
Great place.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me.
All right,
Great.
man.